Hello everyone, it is TwinPlayz here, back in another video. I hope you guys are doing great. We just recently left off with the text sign Game Pass GUI. Actually about that video quick for a second, I am fixing it. It doesn't have filtering enabled, and I did not realize that, and I need to fix that because that is something that I need to do, or else people are going to get mad. Yeah. So if you guys are new here, feel free to go watch my Vibe Game series and go through the whole thing, honestly. Maybe 1 through 4 you can skip because they're kind of whatever. 4 talks about the stuff that I actually updated way later, and there's so much new stuff, and you guys can probably catch up while you're at it if you're new here. If you are new, of course, feel free to hit that subscribe button and post notifications because it means so much to me, guys. We're almost at 6K, and look at that, we are at 5.7, so that is amazing. Also, join the Discord. It is in the description. We recently just gave away $50 to 10 people, 5 people, sorry, individually split, so $10, and a bunch of people got Roblox, so that was actually kind of nice. Well, welcome everybody. So you already know what we're gonna be doing today. It is in front of you, and we have the title, of course. We are gonna be making a music system. Now, we're not really making it. I have it made for you, but we are gonna be going through it and showing you how it's made and what it does, and you guys can learn. Now, you may be like, "Oh, Dwayne, why don't you just like explain it to us?" Well, there's a lot to that. Explaining is not the easiest thing to do. I mean, to do it right in front of you guys, it's going to take forever. I just think, might as well just give it to you while you're at it, because I know that's what a lot of you guys like. So, that's good. So, before we start this, I'd like to say I got 3 versions of it. And I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering about the other 2 and maybe want them. I might make a tutorial on it. I know my friend Vexies and C9 helped me with this, so I'm so happy they helped me out. But they will normally have the other ones, which we'll show you in a bit here, what they do, what they are, and how they work. Now, before we start that, let's talk about grabbing the model. So you're going to go in the description and look for models. It will say music system, and you will grab that link. Once you click it, it should bring you right to here. Now, once it brings you right to here, you will know that you have it, and I mean, you will have to claim it. So once you grab this, go over here. It may not say item owned. Well, it shouldn't. You should click it right here, and then it will refresh the page and say item owned. So there you go. You own it now. So that's pretty good to look at. Now, yes, I had this locked. A lot of you guys were looking at it. This kid actually commented May 4th, and it's the 10th. So, yes, that's good to look at because it's kind of funny because you guys are trying to get it early while I had it locked. So basically, once you get that model, you're going to go to your toolbox, which should be up here in the home tab, and you're going to go to toolbox inventory, and it should be in the first one right here. Right now, it's something else, but you're going to click it, and it will say music request system. So once you get that, it's going to load in all of this. Now you'll be like this, and now as you can see already, it doesn't have that thing on it, but I'm going to show you how this works and how we're going to get it started. So let me pause the video, remove everything, and we're going to get this all sorted out. Okay, so I did just import it. Now, since that I just imported it, you are going to open it up, and there's going to be a few things. README you don't have to worry about, but it just tells for people, you know, who just get the model from the toolbox in general. Don't look at my YouTube videos, because that actually happens. Yes. So, once you look at that, it's going to say ungroup in all these places. Now, ungrouping, these are the model, and this is its parent, and this is the children of it. So, how you're going to do this is you're going to grab this model, and we're going to drag it to replicated storage right there, and you're going to right click and hit ungroup. Now, for people who might not have replicated storage, because it has happened, you should go to models and you should go to service, and it should have all of these in here. Now, I might go over a tutorial on what each of them are, and soon, and maybe with the RobloxStudio introduction series, I'll do part 2, which it talks about all the services and everything like that, and what they are and how they work and all that kind of jazz. So, we'll do that later. Now that we have that, we're going to go into server script service. Actually, let's keep that open. And we're going to grab this in here, right click, and hit ungroup. You can do Control U if you want. Sorry, that's another way of doing it. We're going to go to starter GUI, putting it right here, ungrouping. And then we're going to go to workspace, which is up here, and we're going to ungroup. Once we do that, we can just delete this, and we have a few things. Now, as you can already tell, it has this over here. Now, you're probably like, oh, what is that? That is the Vibe GUI. That is the one that I've been doing with this series for a long time now, guys. So if you're new here, you can watch my other videos and how it works and what it does. But in the meantime, I'll just be explaining what I added to it because I don't want to really talk in depth. Maybe go watch my slide and GUI video because that was good. So as you can see, we have a lot of stuff we need to go over and we're going to talk about. I think in the meantime, we'll go over the song sign and sound and service UI first because that is the first easy thing to look at. So, also with this, GUI in this system. This sound should be in workspace, and we are probably wondering, why are we doing this? We are doing this because we want one sound in workspace that we're going to be changing throughout the whole server. We don't want it to be like a bunch of sounds and just multiple sounds in a folder. Like, that's, people do that. It's very old. Don't do that. Not good. And it's much nicer. Now, the thing is weird because you want to put it in sound service, but it's better in workspace, so just leave it there. So now we're gonna go to Surface GUI. Now, this is actually, if you did watch the other Vibe videos, maybe with the boards, there should be more in here. You can just drag this into your thing that says Surface UI. Don't worry about it. Just drag it in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click this, and you're going to go to the properties. If you have properties open, it should be in view, and it should be up here. Click those two, and you got it. So you're going to open that up, and you're going to hit Adorny. Now, when you do Adorny, you're just going to click this, and there you go. You got it. So what that's doing is it's setting the Surface UI onto a part. Now, you're probably like, wait, why are we doing this? Just because it's for the local player, for them to see it and everyone to see it, basically. And with the boards and stuff, if you didn't do that, they weren't able to click buttons and stuff. So I mean, at the meantime, it could just go in the thing, but just do it the way I had it because it's more organized, I guess. So we have that and that. Now, you don't have to worry about where this is. You can group it, put whatever you need to, and then just adorn it again. So we're done with that part. Sound wise, keep that in there, please. Keep that in there because that's gonna make this work. Yeah, so let's remove that. Let's get rid of that. And then let's actually just talk about the rest of the starter GUI while we get into it. I'm actually going to play the game and show you what we have, because that is going to explain everything. Okay, so as you can tell, you're probably going to get this infinite yield thing. That is if you don't have the overhead GUI. If you do, you shouldn't get anything in your output. So I don't have the overhead, so it's kind of doing that for me. But we're going to look at this. So this was recently left off in the other Vibe GUI. It's the slide-in video. And you can see all this stuff. See, this might not work because I don't have the Vibe overhead. This is for boomboxes. This is dances, which actually should work because it is in studio. So you should be just fine. So while we're at that, we're good. This is the music mute button. And it should work just perfectly with the sound because that's what it's going off. This is the Game Pass shop. Now, guys, I accidentally don't know why, but you have to click it twice to open it. So, just for the first time, which is weird. But what we added was the music request. So, as you can see already, we have the button in here. And when you pull it up, it will pull up all of this, and it should say Enter Song ID, Request, Disclaimer, your song will be added to queue after purchase. If it will be played after the songs before you, we are not responsible if your songs do not load on Roblox ends. This is kind of what MSC said. We just kind of have to say that because, we want to make sure everyone's happy with their thing, with their orders. So basically how it works is you enter an ID, so and then you hit enter, whatever, and you hit request, and you buy a product. Now, if you aren't trying to buy a product, I'll show you quickly how to do that in a bit here and how it works and stuff like that. But yeah, and so see, this is working. We have the notification and we have the board and everything like that. So let's say I click now. It's gonna prompt a thing, and it's gonna say player entered ID, player bought product. That is for the local of the sign, and then it's gonna say request song was fired. Now it's gonna go into this thing in the queue system, and it's gonna try and play it. Now see that ID I just entered in? That's not valid, so that's not gonna get played. But that's gonna show in a bit here. So we're gonna hit stop, and we're gonna show you real quick what these are. Now, for the music GUI, this is the notification part. We're going to look at that in a second. We're going to look at this right here because it's much more simple. So let's say here real quick, we have the animations and then the holder. So inside the holder, we'll just talk about that real quick. This is the music system part. It's super easy, guys. So we're just making a Boolean kind of stuff, and if it's on or not, so if they clicked it or not, it's going to pop in the frame and pop it in and out. You don't have to worry about changing anything in here. Now, for frame 2, you're going to have to worry about this. Frame 2 is the music system. So you're going to open it up, and you're going to see right here, it's going to say all this stuff. If you do want to look at it, okay, let's actually go back to where we have this. So it says 1 and 0.0285. So right here, you can go right here, and I'll go 0.2085. There we go. So that's where we're going normally in the tween and everything like that, and we'll put it back at 1. So you can customize this all you want. If you're new to GUIs, I'd recommend just watching some videos on that. Maybe watch some of my tutorials. But you can change background colors, do whatever you'd like. Change it how you want. The main thing you're going to worry about is songbox and request button, and I'll show you how and where and what they do. So we're actually going to close this and that, and then we're just going to look in Songbox and request button. So Songbox is where they're entering it. Now we wanted to keep it so text editable is on, and then we wanted to clear text on focus, and where is it at? I think it is somewhere, I don't know, text scaled, that thing, that works too good actually. So we're basically, this is where they're entering the song, and then you can see it's a text box, so that means they can enter in. Now for request button, this is the main script. I'm going to show you guys how this works. Let me actually just put this back down here for you, and we can show that how it works. So this is going to talk about the products. Now we're going to talk about how the people purchase it and how it works. Now, if you are new to product IDs, Game Pass IDs, go watch another video. But product IDs, I'm going to show you how to real quick just make a new one quick here. So actually, you're going to go to game settings, and this is, like I said, guys, this is for a product purchase. So we're going to go to security, monetization, environment, rights, and developer products, and you're going to hit create. And it should pop up right here somewhere. This is where it's going to be. And once you do that, you're going to edit it, and you can change it all you want. The price, I recommend doing 5, 10, or 50. Nothing too expensive, because people aren't going to want to quest songs like that super fast. So yeah, yeah. So we're gonna hit cancel because I don't need that saved, but don't worry about that. And you're gonna grab that ID that just created, and you're gonna paste it right here. This is the product ID that we're gonna be doing in the script. So you're going to put that right there, and we're going to be good. Now, we're going to be calling the text box button and the player and their user input service, and we're making an ID local. Now, let's say you didn't want to do that product purchase. If ID equals nil, then you could just do, let's say, you know what? You shouldn't really need to worry about that. Normally, what you can do is get rid of this, and then right here you can, let's see, I'm trying to think, guys. So if entered press, then ID equals to number text box. Right here, you would actually just remove this part right here and just put this right here. Go game.textbox to that, stuff like that. And it should just work. So if I'm right. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're grabbing the text box request button and the dev product purchase function. So in the text box function, we're doing focus loss. So when the person exits out of the box, it's going to mean they entered pressed. And ID, that local ID that has no value to it, is going to be to number, which is like saying to string, but we're putting a number in. And then it's going to be that text that we entered in. So once we enter that, the ID now, that local variable, we set a number to it. So this equals whatever, 15678. And then right here on button activated, if ID is not nil and it's good, so if it's working, then we're gonna prompt purchase, and we're gonna do player and product ID. Now this is where we fire that part where we ask them to buy it. So player, we grab the player, which is up here, is game.localPlayer, product ID, which is that product ID that you put in. Now down here, we're doing it where game.marketplace product purchase finished. Then we're going to create a local called is purchase. So when they buy this, okay, and this is only going to run if they buy it. If they buy it, and if product ID and is purchase, so we have both of those already. So if it's the same product ID and it's purchase, then game.replicatedStorage.musicEvents.requestSong fire server ID, and then this is where we did the print thing to just double check and everything. Now, talking about the music event, we're going to start already on this. So we're actually going to close this because we don't really need to worry about it right now. All you need to change is that product ID, guys, and you're good. Sorry, let's explain that. Right here in our music events, we have a few remote events. We have new song, refresh queue, request song, and get playing song. Now for let's see what we're doing. We're doing a request song, yes. This is where we're going to fire that ID up to there, and it's going to keep it for the main script, and I'll show you in a bit here. But as you can tell, we're firing server, and we're grabbing that ID that has that value, so like I said, 657, whatever I said. That's what we're firing up there to the server, and they are getting that. So there we go. That's all you need to worry about. It's pretty simple. Just change that right there, and you're chilling. I'd recommend doing dev product. Don't do the non thing, because we want them to not spam it. And you know, why would people spam Robux rather than rich people? But yeah. Okay. Let's go into the music UI. This is the thing that pops down. It is blue. This is the holder, so it's just a big 1x1 up here. And then let's go let's do the same thing, 0.285, and as you can see right there, you can customize it all you'd like, do whatever you want, UI gradient, UI corner, you can change this down here, color sequence, you can go right here and go white, green, blue, any of that jazz, so you do whatever you want, guys. Oh, looks like I changed it already. You understand. So, in text label, we have the local script, and this is where we're grabbing the thing. Okay, so this one's a little more complicated. I want to get this into more you guys, but let's do this. So we're going to put that actually back up here because I want to explain. So -1. Oh, let's go right here. What's got 0? Okay. Okay. -1. Come on, twin. You got this. There we go. Oh, okay. So inside text label, we have a few things. You don't have to worry about changing anything, but we got this working. Now, you're probably wondering, don't you need the songs UI and the song part to work inside of the main server script that's right here in the server system? No, you don't. It's a little more complicated to do it in there, or easier actually, but this is for the first version, which is this version. I'm going to explain again later about the 2 and the 3, but this version, keep this like this because it makes more sense. It's pretty easy. And I wanted to go a different route from Season C9 because I just kind of like it. So, we have the few main locals. We're going to grab all of this stuff. Now, you may be like, whoa, that's a lot. So, we're grabbing basically the sound and workspace, the GUIs, and we're grabbing the player, basically. And we're grabbing marketplace service and sound. So, we're making a function called update music, which will be played right here. And if the music, which is this sound and workspace, get property change signal, so if the sound ID changes, which it will change, that's why this works, we're going to connect and update music. So that's when we're going to run the function. So when that song ID plays, we're going to do this. And I did think about doing, see this new song event, I didn't implement it with the this right here, the pop down GUI, because now I realize this is super simple and easy to do. So, on function, when this runs, we're grabbing the ID, which we're doing a string, and we're grabbing it like this, and we're going to grab that 9 number, of course, and we're basically going to do a pcall function to get the product info. By that, I mean we're getting the name of the ID. So it'll go through like ROBLOX, it'll go through all the assets, and it's going to check what the name is of it. So once we grab that, local success info equals pcall mps get product info, and then if success, so if it grabs it, then we're going to tween it. This is where we tween it. So like I said, I grabbed it to 0.0258, so it pops down, and then it's going to play, so it's going to say script.parent.text, which is this right here, and I grab that text, and we're going to say now playing info.name. So we're going to be putting that song up, and we're going to go wait 5 seconds, so right as it comes down, we're going to wait 5 seconds and bring it back up, so in and out. So now you understand that. That's pretty much it for this. It's kind of simple. If you want to bring it down certainly and length and wise, use the property sections to understand these part. I kind of did more of a tutorial on it later, but you don't need to worry about anything. This is pretty much it for that. So we're going to look out of that. Now we are actually going to go into the main script and how it works. Let's go into the commands first, because it's a little more simple, and we're going to do that super fast. So inside this, I had help by Season C9. They helped me just a bit with the sound skip part. But we're grabbing the sound and workspace, of course, again. And we're doing it where when the player is added, we're grabbing the player. So when a player joins a game, we're grabbing themselves. And when the player chats, we're making a new logo called message, which is M. And if the player is in the group ID this, and player get in group ID this, and is greater than that, then they're able to do these commands. So right when they chat, if they are in the group and they're this rank, then they're able to do the commands. If they're not, then they're not going to be able to do the commands. So that's kind of how that works. So if you want to see that, we're going to talk about getting the group ID. Now, I was going to create a group local ID, a local group ID part, but I accidentally didn't. So as you can see already right here, this is the things. So we're going to show you we're going to go over to groups, and we're going to grab Twins Community as an example. You're going to grab this 9 number right here, and you're going to put it right over here, and it should work. Now, grabbing the rank is actually kind of simple, kind of hard. I'm just kidding. No, it's super simple. You guys got it. We're going to go to roles. Now, in roles, you can see things like all your roles and everything, and it should say rank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on, Twin. 4, 5. There you go. Good job, Twin. And then right here, you should just go 6. And then right here, we'll go 7. And then right here, we'll go 254 and 255. So those ranks are what we're checking in this script. So I'm going to close this out, actually. And we're going to change this right here. So if you want to be over 240, so 54 was for me was admin and plus. So then we're going to do that. You can also just do and player get rank in groups if they're in the group, but I mean that's gonna give it to everyone, so probably don't do that. Then they're gonna do that. So it's gonna print that they chatted, so then we know that they're in the group or not. So this is how it works. We have skip, resume, pause, and play. Now for resume, pause, and play, they're basically the same thing. Play and resume are the exact same thing, and there's just another word for it because someone might use that. So for skip, we're checking if the message is skip. If it is skip, so they do that exclamation mark, and you can change it to @ to / any of that jazz. Then we're grabbing the sound time position. This is kind of like sync command, and we're grabbing the time position of it, and we're setting it to the time length. So we're basically, let's say it's at 0.01. Okay, right now it's played for 1 second, and the song is 2 minutes and 58 seconds. We're gonna set it to 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Why is that? That is because we want it to basically skip. So like we're literally playing it to the end, but like that, and then we're basically playing the new song using the other script. So because the other script checks if the song is done. If the length is 0 or whatever, done, then it's gonna play a new song. So that's what we're doing, and then it's gonna print out skipped. You can remove these prints so you don't have too many prints. But resume, we're just using the local sound stuff. It's pretty simple. They're actually in the documentation of sound. Play, resume, pause. So that's super easy, guys. Resume will just play it. Play will play it, and pause will pause it. I didn't do stop because you shouldn't really need stop. You should just need pause because that makes more sense. But yeah, that is the commands for you. And shout out to XboxIGN TwinPlayz because they helped me out that skip. But yes, thank you. So now we're gonna get into the main thing. This is a lot. This is a lot to talk about, and I'm already like, let's see how many minutes are in here. 22 minutes. I'm sorry about that. This is kind of a big video. Thank you for who you're watching right now. So shout out to these two guys right here. They helped me out with this a ton. And then XboxIGN also helped me out with getting an idea on how I want to do this. So for the 3 versions we'll talk about in a second. This is the first version, of course. We're grabbing the players, the replicated storage, and the marketplace service. Replicated is for we can do the music events. Marketplace is for the get product info and all that kind of jazz. So local events equals replicated.music events. Local queue equals table, local songs equals table, local current song is a no song playing, and local sound equals sound.workspace is the workspace, sound workspace. So what is it with queue and songs? These are tables. This is where we're storing everything, and I'm not even kidding, everything. Now, there's a lot of ways of approaching this, and I will show you how I did it, and I'm going to put images on the screen showing the differences between the two because there's a lot to it. Now, we're going to explain this real quick. If you are wanting to put more IDs in, okay, and you should, into that song table that you see right now, that is where you're going to be putting the songs that are from the server, from you. You're the creator. You're putting the song IDs into there. If you don't know how to grab it, go to create in the Roblox homepage, and then go to library and sound IDs. And you're going to grab that 9 number. Now, they're hard to find. You can just go on YouTube and search them up and then put them in here. So you want to insert them in local songs. Do not insert anything into queue because this will basically keep playing it. We don't want to do that. So this is the table for holding the songs that we're storing into there. Now you can see there's so many comments, so we're good to look at that later. But yes, I have 3 IDs for you that are already working. You don't have to worry about. Now, if you're adding a 9 number, you're going to hit comma, and then you're going to go 99999, so your 9 number, so Control V, and then you're going to leave it like that. If you add another one, do comma, do not have a comma at the end, or else it will basically break it. So just don't do that. So just comma every time you add something, comma every time you add something. There you go. Now it's kind of simple to understand. So we'll remove that. So these are the songs that we have stored that are hard coded into the server. So you guys will be able to let these play, and your server don't have to worry about any songs not being there. So that's pretty simple. Now, let's continue on, and then we'll talk about the other versions. So this is where we're getting get the playing songs. So get playing song on server invoke. We're gonna return song. So get playing song is this event right here, and we're gonna return the current song. So current song is no song playing, but down here we're checking if it's there is a selected song. So on server invoke, we're getting the playing song. Now, song request part is the big thing, and I do want to talk about the other version, but we're gonna go through it. So you know how in the other script we fired that ID to request song. We need to enter two parameters, player and ID. Someone just said that. Oh, thanks. There we go. What we're doing is we're grabbing the player and the ID that they fired up. Now, when that ID gets fired up right here, you can see that we're printing it out to the server to double check that you got the right ID and everything. And if ID, so if we get an ID, then we're going to do that whole marketplace service thing again. We're grabbing the ID of it. If success and data asset t equals 3, as in saying we're checking if it works, it is a real thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a valid sound. Then we're going to insert a tape. We're going to insert that into the queue table. So we're going to go queue. So parameter 1 and 2. We're going to go table.insert queue. And then we're going to insert that ID into there. So right when we get that server thing, it's going to, inside the script, it's going to be like, okay, I just added something. It's going to go like that. We're going to add the number in. And then when another person sets another one up, it's going to add it in again. And then every time, we'll talk about this right now, actually. So you're good to look at that. And then events refresh queue, which we'll talk about down here. Then we're refreshing the queue. So this is the main player. This is the script that's playing it over and over again. The songs will never stop. If songs is greater than 0, okay? So if the songs, there's a bunch of songs in the song table right up here. Then sound.sound time position equals 0. So we're setting the time to 0 so we know when we're done. We're creating another local song, selected song part. And if this is where we're talking about if the queue part. So if the queue is greater than 0, as in saying something was inserted in this table, then we're getting selected song, which is going to equal Q1, which is going to be that first array part, and we're going to table remove Q1. As in saying, we're selecting the selected song is going to equal Q1, and then we're just going to remove it right away, but not from selected song, remove it from the queue, so we're going to refresh it. Then it does this refresh queue part, and then it's going to refresh that queue. Else, selected song, so if the queue is not full, so if there is nothing in the queue, selected song equals song math random in the song. So this is where we're doing the choosing any song randomly in the song table. Song.sound ID, so the workspace sound, is selected song. Okay? So selected song is either going to be a queue song or a song in the table. If sound.loaded not loaded, then we're going to wait for the sound to be loaded. Sound.playback speed equals 1 because you just want it 1. Sound play. Events new song. Fire all clients because we got a new song after that. Current song equals selected song. Sound.ended wait. Then else song.ended wait. Then so once that ends, we're going to break it and we're going to go back into the loop. And we're just going to keep doing it over and over again. That's how this works. So I hope you guys understood that. I know it's almost been 30 minutes. Let's quickly talk about this through two other versions. And also, let me just get at the point. Sorry. This part, you just insert new song IDs and you're good, guys. Like, literally all of this is good. You just insert new song IDs, change a product ID in the thing, and you're good to go. So for the other version, we had a few things. Now, we had, there was two things. One version was the player would enter an ID that would be in the song queue, okay? So I enter in this number. So if I entered in any other number but a number in the song queue, it wouldn't play it. I mean, it wouldn't, like, go to it. But let's say you want a different vibe station part. So like you have a bunch of songs and you have a GUI for it, and it's like request this song, okay? They click it or something. It would basically go into the queue, and if the ID matched any of the songs in the song table, it would play that next. So that was the other version. I'm gonna put a screen picture on it right now, and you can. It's basically right here, the song request part. It's just a different fix. You know, all you need to do. But yeah. Now for the other version, it was talking about a name where you could set a name of the song, set a pitch, and set the ID. So it was super simple for you guys to go through and make it look nice. Now the problem with this is I'd have to do a lot of more scripting, and I was kind of just like, nah, I think this is more simple. But this is for people who have a nice game and a bunch of nice song IDs that they want to just add and make it look super nice. So there is another photo right there, and you can just look at that and how it works. Now, that's it. I think that's it. I think we're good. I'm sorry this video lasted literally 30 minutes long. Holy crap. I hope this understands and lets you guys know what we're doing. It was a lot to talk about, but it should be good. I think that's it, guys. Yeah. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to do. I have a few videos planned. I'm actually working on them right now in server storage. We're doing the icon overhead, like an emoji thing, like developer rank. And then I might make another video on display names because people are wanting that, even though I just didn't really want to do it. And then I'm bringing some more content out, and actually I have a lot of stuff. Let me just give you my to-do list with the radio system. Oh, well, we're going to check that off. Glow bands, sword fight arena, hack command, right gun cons, and display names. And then I think that's it for the vibe series. Sorry. Okay, we're good, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. Yeah, peace out.